Carson, first off, congratulations to you and Maddie on the birth of your beautiful little girl. Like I said to you last week, there's nothing, man, better than being a girl dad. Enjoy every moment. Wait till you hear "I love you." Are you getting any sleep? Are you getting a hang of diaper changing? How's that working out for you?
Well, thank you. It's been quite the blessing, quite the adventure so far. All I can say is my wife has been incredible. She is a complete rock star, and she's been holding it down. But I'm helping when and where I can. I've become quite skilled at changing diapers already, so I feel pretty confident in that. But no, it's been a lot of fun. Sleeping's okay, and like I said, I owe a lot of credit to my wife. She's holding it down.
You got it easy, man. I had two at the same time. So when you're going through it with one, it's a little simpler than twins. So hang in there.
No doubt. Thank you.
I know you spoke Monday to all of us, and the biggest topic of conversation was the Eagles drafting Jalen Hurts. You said you were excited. You trust Howie and the coaches. Some people may view that as you being politically correct, media savvy, or whatever. Carson knows how to avoid controversy. He knows how to say the right things. There's an expectation that you should be mad, right? That you should be bitter. But we know those are worldly views. I know you to be a strong man of faith. So can you explain how being someone who lives in the world but isn't of the world, I might be getting a little deep, Carson, in Christianity, but how does that help you, though, when you're living in the world but you're not of it? How does that help you navigate through these situations that people in the outside may expect you to have a different reaction, but you really don't?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great question, and you're right on. You're spot on with that kind of perspective, and it can be easy to get consumed with your worldly, fleshly train of thought or your desires or whatever, but when you can look at everything from an eternal perspective, from a biblical perspective, and just know that this is so much bigger than just me and my life or where I'm at in my career. Football, it's so much bigger. It's God's perfect plan. It's His sovereignty, interwoven with every one of our lives. And so for me to just fully trust, fully surrender that, all right, God, I'm just here in full surrender to you, and I want to give everything I can in my life to ultimately glorify you as best I can. It just gives me a different perspective with everything that comes my way, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like I said, it's not always the easiest to kind of have that train of thought, but the Bible talks about having a renewed mind, and so for me, that's a daily thing to have my mind renewed by the Word and just fully surrender to the Lord.
Now, none of us are perfect, Carson. We're human. We're all going to have moments of frustration. We're going to have moments, maybe sometimes self-doubt. You're a competitor. You always want to win. I know that. I think I spoke to your mom like 2 years ago, and she's like, he wants to win in just like games at home, doing whatever it is. You believe in yourself. So when Howie calls you and he says, well, the team's going to draft another quarterback in the second round, what's your initial reaction? But then how quickly do you transition to everything you just said? It's bigger than me. This is God's perfect plan.
Yeah, to be frank, my initial reaction is I want to know about the kid, because I know as quarterbacks we're together a lot. We're in the same meeting rooms. We're in there early watching film. We do everything together. And so my initial reaction is I want to know how he is as a human being. And so just because I believe wholeheartedly that we're going to hit it off and we'll be stronger together for the good of the team. And that's always my initial reaction, because, like I said, that quarterback kind of room, and it's almost like our sanctuary. It's a bunch of minds together for the common good of the team. And so that's my first reaction, is how is he as a kid? Now I've gotten a chance to talk to him, and we'll get to know him in person more at a later date. But I'm excited to get to work with him and just bring in more minds and more different personalities that can help the team be better.
Now, you talk about how close you and the quarterbacks work together, and you've had an opportunity to work with in guys like Chase Daniel, Nick Foles, Nate Sudfeld, Josh McCown, guys who, like you, are strong men of faith. And Jalen, I'm sure you found out already, is another strong believer. So how much does having something that is so important to you be common ground with these other guys in that QB room? How does that help you in your relationship and the camaraderie with those men? And how much are you looking forward to not just studying the playbook with Jalen, but maybe spending time in the Word, devotionals, and fellowship time?
Absolutely. I mean, I've gathered that about him, and I look forward to those conversations. And anytime you have a brother in Christ, I mean, it just seems like you instantly connect and you instantly know that person on a deeper level because of the mutual relationship that you share with Christ. And so that kind of just it allows everyone's walls to just go down and recognize that, hey, we're playing football, but it's for such a bigger purpose than just wins and losses on Sundays. And so it kind of changes the dynamic in those meeting rooms, at the facility, all of those things. And like you said, I've been fortunate enough to be surrounded by by a handful of other quarterbacks that share the same values, same beliefs, and the same faith as me, and it just ultimately is a more uplifting, a more encouraging, a more positive environment for all of us.
When you were asked Monday, Carson, about maybe being on the field together, gadget plays, whatever, you said, we'll see. And you added, you're not going to give away coach's secrets, the trade secrets. The we'll see part was interpreted by some to mean Carson's not having it. You think, was that taken out of context?
I mean, I could say there's a lot of things that get taken out of context when it comes to media stuff, but I just don't know what coach's plan is.
Okay.
To be straight up, we haven't been able to dive into all of that stuff, and I'm confident. I've never questioned coach's ability to call a game and put together great game plans in the past, so I don't think that's going to change. Whatever he has up his sleeve, if it's going to help us win games, I'm on board.
How are your hands? You ever catch passes, run routes?
I caught a touchdown in college once. I feel pretty confident in my hands and my pass catching ability, but hopefully I don't have to.
I got one more football question for you because we're hearing some reports, and I know the answer to this, but I want you to put it out there for everybody. Some reports that maybe the Eagles might be interested in Jadeveon Clowney, and obviously he ended your season last year in what many of us, you're not going to say it, but many of us thought was a cheap shot. If the Eagles were to go that direction, would you expect Howie to even call you about it, or does he know that you're going to embrace Jadeveon wholeheartedly because he would help the team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, talk about speculations and all of those things, but it's kind of the same kind of messaging that I've always shared is just, what Howie and what those the rest of the people around him in the organization feel is the best fit for us. I have the utmost confidence in their ability to put those pieces together. So whoever it is, whatever the pieces are, I believe in them. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have signed that contract last year to be fully invested in this team and in this city. But I did. And I have the utmost confidence in everyone's ability to, make the team as good and put us in the best situation to win games.
Carson, on Friday you were supposed to have the third annual softball game. That's not happening because of the virus shutdown. The turnout, man, for the first two were great. So many fans, the support from the fans, but the support from your teammates. It's coming together and coming out there and playing in that game. You guys raised a lot of money for the AO1 Foundation. What was your favorite part? What's been your favorite part of the event the first 2 years?
Probably what you just said would be my favorite part is just seeing all the guys, seeing them get together, kind of rally around a cause, but to have a lot of fun. They're out there interacting with the fans. They're, some of them are terrible at softball. Some of them are actually pretty good, but everyone's just out having fun together. And it's really, it's a team building, team bonding, evening for us as players, but it also, like you mentioned, it raises a lot of money for us with what we're doing with the AO1 Foundation and enables us to give back in a handful of different ways. And so it's just overall an amazing event. And Obviously, I know I'm bummed. I know a lot of guys are bummed that we're not able to have it. I know Jake Elliott texted me right when we canceled it and said how disappointed he was because he's usually one of the stars of the night. So, yeah, I mean, I would just say being around the guys in a different capacity and really bonding with them and having fun with them and interacting with the fans is something that I'm going to miss for sure.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen Jake Elliott, he's an absolute stud at shortstop, man. He's really good. He's not just a kicker. He's an all-around athlete. So instead, you guys are going to have on Friday, the AO1 Foundation will host a day of relief, and it's going to be a 24-hour virtual fundraising campaign to support what's your latest initiative, Love From The Crumb. And you're going to have these silent auctions, giveaways. I already looked online and I saw incredible items that people can bid on, jerseys that are signed, cleats, a football. Everyone can check it out for themselves at AO1Foundation.org, and they can follow along on all of AO1's social media channels, and I'm sure yours too as well. So tell us what you're doing and why you weren't gonna just allow, okay, this virus outbreak is shutting the game down, but it's not going to shut down my giving.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this day of relief is really, you know, our way of doing everything we can amidst this virus to still have that fundraiser, still have that fun event. It just looks different. It's a virtual fundraiser. We're challenging everybody to be involved because at the end of the day, every dollar that we raise and are able to bring in is going to go right back into the Philadelphia and surrounding areas in the communities through our Love From The Crumb initiative, which has been just giving out grocery boxes to so many different people in need, from people on the front line in the hospitals to kids that are, you know, and kids and families that are struggling to even get food and to make ends meet, to police forces, to firefighters, you name it. We're just spreading the love around and just giving out a tangible blessing, you know, of food, of groceries, of essential items from paper towels to toilet paper, all of that. And so just to be able to give back, it looks different now than our normal food truck does, but we're still able to bless people physically and spiritually through this time, and that's what it's all about, you know, in these tough times, is finding ways to really just rally together to give back, and we feel we have a really good methodology for giving back, and everyone can get on board with what we're doing and potentially participate, and you know, all the funds will be going to a really good cause.
We've talked about this before, but for those hearing for the first time, I know you are genuine about helping others. It's from the heart. It's sincere. Why is that so important to you to give back? Where do you get that servant's heart from?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my faith is the number one reason why I want to give back, and just seeing how Jesus, the creator of everything, came down to serve and not to be served. You know, for me, that's the ultimate example. And so, you know, to be have this position of influence that this NFL gives us, to use it for good and to give back and to influence and inspire others to give back. I believe that's what God kind of put me on this earth for. So, you know, just to have that servant's heart, the way Jesus did, that's ultimately he's my role model. He's my idol for that. And, yeah, that's why I do what I do.
Well, Carson, as always, man, appreciate your time. Good luck with everything on Friday. And you got a big day coming up on Sunday. It's going to be Maddie's first Mother's Day, so I'm sure you're going to take care of her, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Rob.